I like to do the attack, 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 back away. Attack, 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 back away. What's up, everybody? My name is Lehua, and welcome to the Superfina Channel. I am a variety content creator, and sometimes I review video games. I also stream live on twitch.tv/LehuaSuperfina every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And today, we are reviewing a game called Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? A game based off of a anime! That's right, this game is based off of anime, and let me tell you, I was stoked about this game. I was super stoked, to the point that I pre-ordered it for the PlayStation. And you know what? I got a code for the Nintendo Switch. And you know what? I was all over this. I was all over it. I was like, I know this game. I know this story. I got you. I will cover this game. Yeah. I really like the story. The story is really good. It's about this boy named Bell. He just started out to be an adventurer. He's in the city, and the city has a labyrinth. And the labyrinth has floors. And they call the labyrinth a dungeon. Bell, he goes to the guild, he gets some quests, he goes into the labyrinth, fills those quests, he goes back to the guild, and he's like, yeah, I did the quest. Now, the story is, Bell is like not the best adventurer. He's still new. He's like super new. And for some reason, no one would take him in. And the people who wouldn't take him in are familias. Familias are, I want to say like a guild. It's like a group. But, you know, there's a guild that gives out quests, so it can't be called a guild. So it's a familia, and the familia has a head god. So Belle's head god is Hestia. Hestia has no one, so Belle's the only person in that familia. So he has no resources. He goes to the guild to get those quests so he can make some money, and he supports his familia. And then one day, he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go for a harder floor. So the way the labyrinth works is it starts with the first floor, and then the deeper down you go, the harder it gets. So he's still new, right? He's still new. So he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the 5th floor. So he's at the 5th floor. He's like, yeah, I can do this. Yeah, I can kill these goblins, no problem. Well, something happened. Something happened. For some reason, a minotaur showed up on the 5th floor. Minotaurs are usually like level 15. They're usually like in the deeper floors. Way down. Not way down, but you know what I mean. Anyways, so he's there and he's like, oh no, I'm gonna die. And here comes this girl saving him. Her name is Eyes. She's a sword princess. She like saves him, and Bella's like, oh my god. Like, he's like love struck. It's a funny scene. Actually, you should watch the anime or just play the game. He goes back to the guild, reports his quest and what happened. And he asks, do you know who that was that saved me? The guild receptionist is like, yeah, I can tell you who that was. And so he's like, oh my gosh, I want to be just like her. I want to be strong, maybe stronger than her. Because he grew up taught to be the person that saves the girl. And that's where Is It Wrong to Try Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? It's that concept. Saving the girls in the dungeon, picking them up, you know. The whole love at first sight that Belle went through. So instead of Belle saving the girl, it was the girl saving him. You know, that little twist there. Anyways. This is where Belle's journey starts to get stronger. He wants to get stronger because he wants to protect Eyes, the one who saved him. Now, how is he gonna protect someone that's stronger than him? He himself gets stronger. So that's where our story begins. Really begins. And the game tells this whole thing. The game tells everything I just told you. So as a player, you don't have to know the story. You don't have to have seen the anime, read the manga. You can play this game without knowing anything. And as a person who knows the story, the game actually gave more details. Things that they didn't show in the manga or in the anime, which I really liked. I was like, ooh, this is some extra details, some bonus for me. And it doesn't stop there. the way the game is structured, it's structured like a story. So instead of like new levels, it's chapters. And each chapter, we have Belle and Eyes. Yeah, we also have Eyes. This is where it gets really interesting. So Belle's a new person, right? He's new, he's at the bottom. You get like the easy jobs, but it doesn't feel easy because the level Belle is at. But then we get Eyes. She's like the best. She's like one of the best adventurers. So her level is high, her attacks are high, she's got magic, and she can go in the labyrinth with party members. So remember how I said in Belle's Familia, he's the only one? He goes by himself. So with Eyes, we can see what it will be like when Belle levels up higher. That's what makes it interesting. So we get like the badass OP Eyes with her party members. You can only go with 2 other party members. It's really interesting to see the whole difference because, like I said, you're in the beginning with Belle and you're like, oh, I gotta grind it out. But then you get Eyes and you get higher levels, you're deeper in the dungeon, the enemies are harder. It's not that easy because, you know, the level of Eyes is being balanced out with the level of the floor in the labyrinth. But you can see the potential where Belle will be at. Enough of that in the story and how things work. Let's get with the battle play. It's super simple. The battle play is really simple. We have A for attack, X for a big attack, and Y for magic. I don't really like to use big attack because it has this interesting thing where it has like this circular motion where it like hits all the enemies around and hard, but it has like a little standing still thing. And when you're standing still, your enemies can come at you. I didn't like that. So I normally use just a regular attack because regular attack was like fast. It's like whack, 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 whack. I was like, yeah, I can do this. Here's the difference between Belle and Eyes. Belle didn't have magic at first, so you couldn't use magic. But when you had Eyes, she had magic. So I could use the Y, which is the magic attack. So I knew what it was going to be like once Belle gets magic. And then we have B. B is dash or back way. I like to do the attack, 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 back way. Attack, 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 back way. That really helped keep my health up. My health bar didn't go down as much unless I got a bit overzealous. So we have our main characters, Belle and Eyes. We're controlling them. Then we also have party members. So with Eyes, we can see what it's like to have party members, and you can only have up to 2. And having a party member will help with the stats of your character, Belle or Eyes, and you get to use your party member's skills. So along with Belle and Eyes, your party members have skills, and they also have like skill meter. So the skill meter fills up as you are attacking enemies. So once it's filled up, you can either press R, L, or both to activate a skill. R and L are meant for your party members, and pressing both is for Eyes or Belle. These skills are pretty powerful, so I like to use them when there's like a lot of enemies around me. And then I activate them and like unleashing all that power. Depletes the skill meter, and then I have to attack more enemies to replenish it. The reason why we go into the labyrinth, go into the dungeon floors, is because we're trying to get these crystal cores from the monsters, and we can exchange them for money. And we fight the monsters too for their drops, and we want the drops because they will be materials to use for enhancements for our gear. And every now and then we'll get like these attributes which are like elements that we can use to apply to our gear. Some quests we get will be to find an item or defeat also many monsters, also many types of monsters to be specific. So the ones for like finding items, reaching a floor, those you can actually do without fighting the enemies. What I did was I would just run around the floor or floors and look for the items or reach that destination floor for that quest. Now the reason why I do this is because there is a time limit for all these quests. You are going to see a timer next to the items. That will be on like the left side of the screen. The timer will count down. If you do not complete the quest, by the time the timer goes 0, you failed and you gotta do it over again. All over again. Once I got distracted fighting the enemies, I was like, give me your crystals! Give me your materials! Yes! I was harvesting and I ran out of time. I was like, oh, this was an easy quest too. I got a little bit zealous about it. Next, we are going to talk about the enhancing gear. The part that I mentioned, why you fight these monsters. This is the most intricate part of the game. So the battle play in the labyrinth is simple. The more intricate part is the enhancing your gear and your skill sheet. So enhancing your gear, you can use items, which are parts of the monsters, your enemies that you pick up from the labyrinth. I'm mentioning enhancing gear because it's cheaper than buying better gear. Yes, it's cheaper. It's cheaper than buying gear, but you gotta use the monster parts. You have to. It's part of the system. So monster parts are considered as points. Depending how deep in the dungeon you go, monster parts values can be more than 1 point. So at first, the monster parts are 1 point, but the deeper you go, the higher value points the monster parts will be. So to enhance your gear, you have to use like also many points. So at first it's 5. So you get 5 1-point items. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can go on and on and on until you don't have enough points. You do have an option to buy better gear. Better gear is more expensive. So what I did was I just enhanced them and then applied an elemental attribute to my gear. It was cheaper and I think it worked just as fine. When I played the PS4 version, I actually bought the better gear. From what I noticed by just enhancing whatever gear I had at the moment, it worked just as fine. I would advise people to just enhance their gear until they feel like they need to buy. Because like I said, it's cheaper. Then we have the skill sheet. This is the place where you improve your stats. For this, when I played on the PlayStation 4, I didn't do that for a while because I forgot. And the reason why I forgot is because in the menu, you have to go to the Familia. And then in the Familia, it will give you options for the skill sheet. The skill sheet option is not readily available for you. You have to go to Familia. And there's a reason why for that. And it relates to the anime. In the anime, whenever an adventurer wants to see the status of their skills and everything else, they have to go to their deity, their god or goddess. And their deity would actually look at a skill sheet that is located on the back. The skill sheet is located on the back of every adventurer. So when we go to the Familia, we pick skill sheet. It would bring us to a cutscene to the deity looking at the back of our characters, bell or eyes. We go to the Familia, deity checks our skill sheet located on our back, and from there we can pick what stats we want to improve. Each stats costs points, and these points are acquired by how many enemies you take down. So that's another reason why you want to go to the labyrinth and defeat enemies. You want to defeat the enemies and complete the quest, because after completing the quest, you will get points too. So this is why I said you can do the quest as much as you like. You can do them over and over and over and farm those parts and points. On the skill sheet, looking at your stats, health, strength, defense, dexterity, etc, etc. They're not cheap, yo. Health is like 50 points and everything else is like 100, 150, 200. I'm like, damn! You do not want this to be easy for us, huh? So yeah, even though going into the labyrinth, going on into the floors and fighting the enemies, clearing out the quest may seem really simple, but because we need materials to enhance our gear, and because we need to get points to improve our stats in the skill sheet, it makes going to the labyrinth more important and more meaningful. It doesn't feel as grindy because we're going into the labyrinth through these floors, fighting these monsters to get the materials and points. We have a purpose. We got a purpose to improve our gear and our skill sheet. Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon is a JRPG and a visual novel. I call it a visual novel because there's a lot of dialogue and the cutscenes, they're not animated. It's more like still animation. And whenever a character talks, it's like character, dialogue, character, dialogue. And then when you see them making expressions, it's just like a change of the character. It's not like you're seeing the motion of the expression changing. You're just like, blah. Here you go. Here's that expression. Dialogue. That's what visual novels usually look like. There's a lot of dialogue. A lot. And you know what? It's Japanese voice acting. Yes, it's Japanese voice acting. There are things I want to point out that makes this game interesting. Like I said before, you don't have to be familiar with the manga or anime. People new to the story, people who already know the story can play this game. And people who know the story, y'all, they put more details in this. I don't know why, but they do. Just to clarify, for the anime, Is It Wrong to Try Pick Up Girls in the Dungeon? It's focused on Bell. That anime focuses on Bell. It's his point of view. It's his story. And Eyes actually has her own series. She has her own series with her point of view, her story. This game combines it. You see both of them. I said before that the structure of the game is a story. And we reach each chapter. And each chapter has Belle and Eyes. We only knew Eyes' story, like her point of view, after we saw her series. After we saw that. So in the game, it's giving you both in one. So people are playing this game, they're lucky. And that's my review for Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon for the Nintendo Switch. If you guys like this, don't forget to give it a like. And if you want to see more stuff like this, subscribe, ring the bell so you can be notified on the next video. I also stream on twitch.tv/Lehua Superfina. You can catch me there streaming. We can hang out, talk story. Don't forget to follow me there. I hope you guys like this. If you want to talk about it some more besides the comments below, you can also reach me on Discord. I will leave a link in the description. You can hit me up there. We got people who like to watch anime, read manga, and play games. We got a variety of people there. It's chill. Other than that, thank you for watching this. My name is Lehua, and this was the Superfina Channel's review of Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon on the Nintendo Switch. Hope to see you guys later. Huge thanks to my Patreons and channel members for making this video possible. If you also want to be part of the Superfina party, you can click over here or become a channel member. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next video. And I do stream live on Twitch every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Hope to see you guys there, and I will see you on the next video. Fist bump.